Hello, HRFL participants. All right, most of you are not going to care about this video at all, but we're going to have four new owners in 2025. So I'm going to do an expansion draft for just those four new owners so they can start building their stables and have horses to race. So to do that, I need to create some new horses. I've been racking my brain trying to think of how to do that fairly. So this video is just me being transparent about how I'm making new horses for the expansion draft. If you don't need to know how many horses I'm adding or my process or why, then you can stop watching. Um, for those of you that are still watching, uh, the existing owners have put considerable work into building their stables. So in this process, I'm trying to be really careful to not accidentally catapult the new owner into having the best stable right off the bat. I don't want to, unfairly benefit the new owners, um, and shock the system and screw up what all the existing owners have been working towards. On the other hand, I don't want the new owners to be completely uncompetitive. That's not fair to them or fun to them. If you like the role-playing aspect, I think that we should think of the new owners as uh, perhaps they had a different home track, and that home track, of similar prestige and talent to Lewis Downs, and their home track closed, so they've all moved to Lewis Downs, and so it's good stables with good horses, and they're just being consolidated now in our league. All right, so my goal is to create a system that on average, because I want to be careful to not, catapult them right to first place. I want to create a system that on average would leave the new owners just like a half a step behind the returning owners on average. So they'll certainly be competitive, but they'll also have to do a little work to build their own stables like everyone else has had to do. Um, all right, now there's a good number of unowned horses for them to purchase that are out there already. The problem is that they're all grade F horses or worse. Now, grade F is average in HRFL. It goes from A to K. F is average. But the returning owners all have better horses than that. Um, so to help illustrate, I kind of consider A, B, C, and D grade horses to be the top tier. Um, D grade horses won some of the most expensive races last year. A grade horses are super rare, but A to D is, those are really solid horses. The expansion draft is only going to be 3 to 7 year old horses. Or once you hit 8, horses retire, and there's no reason for the new owners to draft retired horses. And I'm going to wait on making available to them the 2 year old young horses that aren't ready to race yet. So just like in the first year, all of our first year owners only drafted at first 3 to 7 year olds, which is just the race eligible horses. So this is how many 3 to 7 year olds the existing stables have. So on average, that's 18.25 horses. Um, on average, this is how many 3 to 7 year old A to D grade horses the returning stables have, which is on average 5 and 2/3 horses that are that top tier. Um, so I would like for the new owners to be able to get on average maybe close to that and maybe close to that without risking that they shoot past those numbers. Um, all right, so I always make the horses in batches of 40. So I need to keep the same system so the odds that they're, however good they are, is the same. So of the current 3 to 7 year olds, in a batch of 40 creates on average just 0.7 A grade horses and about 5 D grade horses. Yeah, there's 292 of those horses. There's only 5 A grade horses, 8 B grade horses. So anyway, when I create 40, this is on average how many are produced at each grade. So I did an analysis so that the new owners could get a certain number of A to D grade horses. So, all right, there's four new owners. Let's say they each get 5 D or better horses, which is, about a half step lower than the existing owners. then I would need total 20 horses that are grade D or better. Um, a crop of 40, based on these numbers, would only give me 9 or so. So if I make 2 crops of 40 horses, that's 80 horses. I would expect this many D or better horses, which is pretty close to what I'm going for. So I decided, all right, I'll make 2 batches of 40 horses. Um, so that would be 80 horses, but that's too many. I don't need that many new horses, especially since there are lots of unowned horses that are grade F or worse that are already unowned and available. So in order to get around this many A to D grade horses, I decided that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 50 new horses. So I'm going to make 2 batches of 40. This is how I'll do it. I'll make the first batch of 40 and I will keep the top 20, the best 20 horses in that, which should give me about 9 that are grades A to D. So I'll keep the top 20 and then 5 randomly from the bottom 20. Then I'll make a second batch of 40. I'll keep just the top 20 of those, the best 20 from those, and 5 randomly from the bottom 20. So that will give me 50 new horses and should give me approximately this many A to D grade horses. And if you split that 4 ways, each of the new owners will end up with, on average, this many A to D grade horses, which I'm comfortable with that. It's just, they'll be certainly competitive, but I feel like a safe distance from what the current owners have. Now we're gonna let the chips fall where they may. So I'm gonna make these horses. If we end up, if I make 80, you would expect 1.4 A grade horses. So if I end up with 1 A grade horse, that's what it is. If I end up with 2, then that's the way it is, and 2 will be available. If I end up with 0, then so be it. They'll have no A grade horses to choose from. We'll just let the chips fall where they may. If they end up having more B grade or C grade or less horses, we're just gonna we'll just let that's the way the ball bounces. But so it should create. I did one other piece of analysis. All right, the existing 12 owners, there are 5 A grade horses that have been available to them. So your odds of getting an A grade horse, the existing 12 owners, has been this 0.41. Creating horses this way should give me on average 1.4 A grade horses. Split 4 ways is this number. So 0.34 compared to 0.41 is again, just a half a step below what the existing owners have had access to. And then plus the existing owners have bred some 2-year-olds, which turned out pretty good, and the new owners won't have that. So I think this should safely make it so that the new owners don't catapult into first place unrealistically, but they should have, a good number of high quality horses to split between them. All right, so the 50 horses, they're going to be aged 3 to 7. This is how many I'm going to make at each age: 7 7-year-olds, 9 6-year-olds, 10 at 5, 11 4-year-olds, and 13 3-year-olds. And I will randomly disperse the horses among those ages. So I'm not going to try to make good ones younger or older. We're just going to let the chips fall the way they're going to fall. All right. And then last note is any horse. So the horses, the expansion draft will be these 50 horses plus all the currently unowned horses. Any horse that is not purchased in the expansion draft will be made available to everyone else during our regular drafts. That's it. Good luck racing, everyone.